What's up, everybody? We back. My apologies. Um, this internet she. All right. Oh, what's up, lady? My lady be lurking. I love it. One day, one day you'll see her, but she lurking in the comment, probably in the comment section somewhere. What's up, everybody? I'm back. We back. What's up, Ronnie? What up? What up? So my bad. You know what? This is just me being computer doing dumb shit. So I mistakenly closed like the camera, whatever. So it is what it is. Anyway, welcome back. Gather in, gather in. We gonna talk FBA. IBR 7000. What up, man? FBA try to cut my lifeline, man. Brown skin lady, also good one. Also very good one, no doubt. Brown skin lady. I mean, most deaf, man. I mean, Miss Fat Booty's up there too, but it's a good song. I mean, it's not just a good song; it's a classic record. But it's not exactly a romance song. It's more of like romance gone bad. Let me put it that way. So that's why it doesn't necessarily make my list. But it's a fantastic song, amazing. Panthers, what's up? Wildfire, how do I like my steak cooked? I like my steak medium well, kind of thing, In fact, I'm actually it's funny that you talk about steak because I actually do have a steak in my fridge that I'm going to make right after this stream. So yeah, I can't wait to eat my steak actually. Yes, sir. I'm back, passionate. What's up? I'm back. Okay, Terrell, thank you. I will check them out. I'll check out those videos, no doubt. Yeah. Forever Laker, life is in the blood. You know, whenever I see that, and speaking of the fact, because obviously I work at the comic blood world, every time I hear Nas, I'm always thinking, time is money when it comes to mine, take it in blood. I fucking love that record. I made it like that. I'm living like that. I want it like that. Illuminati, Qatar, the whole shit. Well, we're going to get into that later. Okay, so speaking of, we were talking about Method Man, right? And how the Puffy version was, in my opinion, it was a very smart decision for Puffy to do that because the truth is the Razor Sharp remix, even though I prefer the Razor Sharp remix, again, I'm well equipped enough to understand that like not everybody wants to hear man, and like I mean that shit's rugged, it's hard, it's tough. For the hood, it's great, but for the wider world, again, I don't have a problem with rap pop. I think rap pop is good, and I actually think it's important to make rap pop. But the point is, rap pop should still have the essence of hip hop in it, right? It's like again when we talk about Drake when he does the 10 bands, right? That's rap pop to me, but it still has that grit, it still has that feel, it still has that energy, and so it's great as a starter record. Like for someone can listen to 10 bands and go, I want to know more about hip hop. I like this genre. I like the beat. I like the feel of it, and then they'll get into some Wu or some Mobb Deep. That will bring in like real listeners. But the problem with like Luther or whatever is that stuff is not rap music. It's just pop music. And so the person that listens to that has no desire to really know more about hip hop. They may look for more sort of rap, sort of adjacent pop, right? In that vein, but they're not really listening to hip hop. They don't want to listen to more hip hop, really and truly. Anyway, Wildfire. I don't bring up Masta Ace much, but I've brought him up. I don't talk about him much, but those of y'all, my channel has been up for like 7 years. I've certainly mentioned Masta Ace. If not, I've played like the grind in the background. I'm well aware of Masta Ace. I think Masta Ace is great. And I've talked about how A Long Hot Summer, I think, is certainly one of the best rap albums of the 2000s, actually, low key. And in fact, is probably like, might be the best grown man rap album I've ever heard, in a way. Like when I heard that, I felt like, oh, this guy is trying to be a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was dope. Anyway, yeah, I made that grown man rap video exactly talking about Masta Ace and foreign exchange. It really was that, like, again, 2004, and it was like, ooh, that's where I want to be. It still respected hip hop. It was still energetic, still had that feeling, but it was also trying to move and just be a little bit more mature. Anyway, I have talked about it. So great. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Method Man Razor Sharp remix because it is important to talk about. I love this fucking kid.
Yo, boo, pick me some girly thing, son.
I'll pick you up a package. Word up.
Word up.
Bang, bang.
You know that boy better not be up here in my house.
This is what
and you better get him out of here before I call the cops on his ass. Why you ain't my business?
This is some good ass shit. May this type of love miss me. Well, let me just put it that way. Obviously, you want that the love itself. No, find me. That's good. I'm good with the love, but the FBA struggle. Y'all can miss me with that. Shout out to y'all though. I'm just fucking with y'all.
Right now. No, why you always in our business? Get your ass out of my house. Get out of my house. Get your sorry ass out of my house.
Good shit. Classic. Oh, Mary, what the fuck? The fashion. Look at that, man. What happened? What fucking happened, man? Black folk, what happened? FBA, what happened?
I took one look at you, and it was plain to see you were my destiny.
Let's go. I love this damn beat.
Shorty, I'm there for you anytime you need me. For real, girl, it's me in your world.
Believe me,
nothing make a man feel better than a woman.
Girl, let me down for whatever.
Never few things that's forever. My lady, we can make more or make babies. Back when I was
facts,
you made a brother feel like it was something. That's why I'm with you to this day. Who no
facts.
Even when the skies were gray, you would rub me on my back and say, baby, it'll be okay. Now that's real to a brother like me, baby.
Never ever give up.
Away and keep it tight. And I'ma walk these dogs so we can live in a fat crib with thousands of kids. Work life, you don't need a ring to be my wife. Just be there for me and I'ma make sure we be living in the lap of luxury. I'm realizing that you didn't have to fuck with me, but you did. Now I'm going all out, kid, and I got mad love to give to my.
It's so interesting when he. I remember thinking when I first heard this, when he ended it with "Yo man," and I remember thinking, I was like, I don't know about that. Like, but interestingly enough, at the other side of me is like that is actually. It's a. I just know I would. I don't know if I would specifically have actually just said "Yo man" like that specifically, but the sentiment is dead on, and so. I'll take this back to a friend of mine from back in the day when I was living in New York. Shout out to Melanie. Really a friend, mentor, my boss at one point. And she's born and raised Bed-Stuy. She was telling me, like, she's old enough. When this shit came out, it was like, you're talking about a song that crushed buildings, okay? I mean, it was just like love was in the air, like, but again, hood shit, but it was like, like you just felt it, right? Again, Brooklyn, that time period. And so when Method Man is like, your man, it's like, it is deep because ultimately you want that woman where you feel like you can kick it with her, right? Like y'all can just kick it. Almost kind of like your boys, no, pause and all that. Not like that, but you get what I'm saying? Like you're comfortable enough where it's not just like, oh, you're just a woman that like has my children and I sleep with you and you're in my household, but it's like we can kick it. Like we have similar interests, right? Like I might hang out with my boys because we have similar interests, right? In things, or we have similar conversations. We're interested in politics or whatever, or philosophy, right? And so ideally you want, I don't know, maybe for me, but I would love a woman that I can kick it with on those subjects, just like I would kick it with some of my closest homeboys, where when we kick it, we'd be talking politics, we'd be talking hip hop, whatever. So when he's like, yo, man, it's like, yeah, like that's like the highest level. Ultimately, is that you have you're feminine, but you also have traits that you understand the masculine world, something like that. Anyway, great fucking song. My favorite part of this whole song, anyways, this whole thing is brilliant, but the second verse to me is just like the way he even starts that shit. You gotta love Jones for everybody in the skin tone. 5 minutes alone, I'm already on the bone. Word. Word. Out the shadows, ninja shit. There we go.
Gotta love Jones for your body in the skin. 5 minutes alone, I'm already on the road.
Facts.
Plus, I love the fact
You
you got a
mind of your own.
No need to shop around, you got the good shit at home.
Let's run that back.
I gotta love Jones for your body in the skin tone. 5 minutes alone, I'm already on the road. Plus, I love the fact you got your mind of your own. No need to shop around, you got the good shit at home. Even if I'm locked up north, you in the world, rockin' 3 bumps of cloth. Never showing your stuff off, boo. It be true, me for you. That's how it is. I can be your Noah, you can be my Wes, and I can be your son. You can be my earth. Resurrect the God through birth, best believe.
So, resurrect the God through birth, best believe. Great line. I think he was probably channeling his inner Nas on that one. But, fucking classic, man. Classic. Anyway, let me see here. Mr. MST, would you say Long Hot Summer is the best album to come from a Juice Crew member? No. Well, no, because as great as, I mean, no, I can't say that because obviously Big Daddy Kane's first album, I mean, is fucking classic. You can't get around that, right? And certainly impacted the culture more. But well, if I was to pick an album that you're like, you have to listen through this whole thing top to bottom, maybe Long Hot Summer would be the one I would pick. Because even though I like the Kane album, I don't like all the songs on there. But I mean, the songs that are great are like fucking phenomenal, right? And they're better than anything on A Long Hot Summer, right? Was it Long Live the Kane, right? Let me see what was on this album. I'm trying to remember here. Let's look at this track list. And it's an interesting question. A Long Summer is very slept on, man. Really and truly. I think it really, you should get much more credit for that shit. Again, it's hard to say because you know how many people have sampled this shit? Like, I mean, Long Live the Kane is like the foundation of so much fucking 90s rap, right? That's why you can't really say that A Long Hot Summer is better because this really like set off so much shit. But as all these songs, okay. Now, again, this era is beyond me in a sense, right? I wasn't listening to rap at this time. But of these songs, I would say that my favorite song on here is easily No Half Stepping. I think that is easily the best song. And then after that is On the Bug Tipped, actually, is like my second favorite song on there. featuring Scoob. Shout out to Scoob Lover. Scoob was dope. Those are actually the two songs on here that I really like. The rest of this I'm cool with. I like Raw's cool. Set It Off Again is cool, but I wouldn't run back to listen to it. But Ain't No Half Steppin' is absolutely phenomenal. A Long Hot Summer, Masta Ace. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. You know what, man? Okay. I take that back, mister. Yeah, you know what? I think I would pick this. If I'm being honest. I think this is just a better album, even though lyrically and stuff and rhyme-wise, I mean, obviously Kane is a better rapper. Kane, and again, monumental album for its time period. But again, it's hard to compare this shit because you're talking about completely different eras, right? Completely different eras in production, and so it's not really a fair comparison. I would say that Long Live the Kane is the best album of a Juice Crew member for its era, but like for now and overall, this is the better album for sure. Because you've got Big City. I love Big City. Good Old Love, amazing. The Grind is phenomenal. Beautiful. Soda and Soap, Brooklyn Masala, I fucking love. Great fucking song. So there's some joints on here, man. Okay, fair enough. Interesting question. Let's see here. Lots of Lovin'. You know what? OGN, shout out to you. I meant to put Lots of Lovin' on my list. I completely forgot about Lots of Lovin', but that's definitely on the list, without a doubt. Lots of Lovin' is, again, I would put that in it's an honorable mention type of shit, but it's not a track that I'd necessarily go back to and listen to all the time, even though the beat is crazy. Pete Rock did this thing on that shit. Crazy in Love, it was more of an R&B record, but it's certainly one of the notable hip-hop-esque songs, if you really think about it. Jay and Beyonce, right? So, let's see. My favorite foreign exchange song. Oh, my favorite foreign exchange song? I'll see if I can still find it. And it's the end theme. Yeah, this is actually my favorite of all of them. Man, this shit's fucking amazing. Yeah, let me show you my screen as I search for this, because this is actually an interesting question. Again, I've talked about foreign exchange in a previous video. That photo is iconic. It just takes me right back to 2003, man. With my I had a ex-girlfriend at the time who was a foreigner. So anyways, brings back memories for sure. Foreign exchange. I'm trying to find the end theme, but I don't know if I'll find this, but oh, there we go. I thought this was really cute. This was really heartwarming, actually. Yeah, and I left a comment. This is my favorite foreign exchange record, period. very touching, man. That's the dream of every father, man. Walk your daughter down the aisle, and that's some shit. See, again, this is why there's a couple of things I want to say about this, because this is actually really important. But number one is I love this video, actually, and it's very, very touching. But, when you hear about this is why it's hard to be, when you think about Billboard, you focus on the wrong shit. Great music moves people. And there are songs that no one knows, or say, quote unquote, no one knows. They never charted. They're just album cuts, but you don't know, that may have moved somebody, right? Because it's just good fucking music. And they're using it for their weddings, their yearbooks or whatever. So that's one thing to always consider, because good music really does find a home. It will always find a home. And no one was playing Foreign Exchange on the radio, none of that shit. Okay, this was a complete internet album. So for some, I don't know who the hell this person is, VMD, whatever. Like, they found it and it moved them. Okay, and that's the goal of great music. It's just to move people. So that's number one. Number two, the freedom that you see with people like this life that is in the West. Like, this is why I speak so critically against these ideas, the socialism and the Islam of the world, because I really try to stress to you guys that those ideologies hate this. Don't get it twisted. Like, that stuff will destroy this. That freedom, you and your boys, you go to someone's wedding, travel, dress how you want, all that shit. Like, when I look at Islam and socialism, all I see is darkness, evil. And that's why that shit has to be challenged. It has to be talked about and has to be stopped. It's just the truth, man. Anyway. Why are we using the video of some random wedding? NBA Young. Facts. You can hear the tether tambourines. Yeah, man. It's real shit. It's real shit, man. And this is the thing, like, this is why I'm so happy to live in the West, or at least live in countries where I don't have to deal with that Islam shit and that socialism shit, because that stuff is the worst. A lot of people don't realize this. Let me put y'all on fucking game right now. Full meaning, because a lot of people don't understand this. You see, speaking of that darkness, the word Nazi is an abbreviation. A lot of people don't know this, for National Socialist, whatever. Nazis are socialists. They are, and they were. So again, if Nazis are supposedly the most evil shit ever, and they're socialists, why would you vote for somebody who says I'm a socialist, like Imam Dani, and then has Muslim on top of that? Like, you guys are in for a fucking wild ride of bullshit. You know it's going to get worse. It's already getting worse in New York, and it will get even worse. Socialism is the most evil shit ever. That and Islam together are even cancer upon cancer, and they've always collaborated. That's the problem. If you go back into history of Islam and socialism and Islam, they've always been buddies like that. That's what Iran is. It's a socialist Islamic hellhole. So fuck a socialist any day of the week, man. I'm not trying to hear your, all that cultural Marxist garbage. It's garbage. And the socialists will always lie. They'll always go, oh, well, but that's not real socialism. Oh, it wasn't real socialism in Venezuela. It wasn't real socialism in Germany. It wasn't real socialism in China. It's never real socialism when it fails, when it always fails. Right? These people are running a fucking ruse on you, man. It's evil. When you look at this shit, it's evil, and it's the same. It comes from that same envious, fake egalitarian bullshit. Right? Animal Farm. What is it? All men are equal, but some are more equal than others. One of my favorite quotes ever. That's fucking that is Islam socialism at its fucking core. Again, circular bullshit. We're all equal, but some are more equal than others. All right, that's enough politics for me for right now. Oh man, Nicholas, you guys got a fucking. Listen. I haven't been to LA since 20. Damn, it's been a minute since I've been to LA, but I haven't been to LA since 2017, and I hear that LA is just like falling the fuck off. But again, you've got one of these cultural Marxist types who's running amok, right? And the mayor was a Karen Bass or whatever, and then you got the Newsom, the governor. Bobby, yeah, Mom Danny's absolutely a tether, a vicious tether, the most vicious of tethers. Oh man. Okay. Anyway, let's keep it. Let's go back to the love, and we can always come back to the hate. But my number one favorite romance type song in hip hop will always be this, I think, for me personally. And I wonder if y'all can guess it, but this was my number one, hands fucking down. And I think that it is arguably Tribe's best song. Arguably. Okay? All right. Let's go.
I lust for you. And
I said it because I did it too. What's up, Bonita?
Can you let me know
Wow.
right now, please?
Bonita's
Bonita,
Bonita's probably lurking in the live somewhere. Shut up, Bonita. Even funny enough, first name even starts with a B. But anyway, that's beside the point. But the point is, I fucking love this record, man. This is the kind of joint I play at my wedding. Real shit. You know, like I like everything about this video. The song, it just makes me like. It makes you want. It makes you want to love a sister. You know. Like, well, it makes you want to love a Bonita Applebum specifically. Just, you know, that girl that's like cute, fat ass, pleasant, you know, dream wife type shit. Let's go here. Let's see. So that's my number one favorite romantic hip hop song ever. Bonita Applebum, for sure. But definitely one of the best. Bonita, Love You Better. You know, obviously Method Man. Those are the ones, right? Let's see your comments here. Where do you place J. Cole, your top rappers list? So big. Wet Seal, so fat you can see it from the front. I'm trying to think. Have I dated somebody on that tip? So fat you can see it from the front. I don't think I've dated somebody like that. Briefly, I dated one. She ended up being kind of whack. That's that next level ass type there. But yeah, I remember there was when I was in Atlanta. Oh my God, I was in Atlanta. There was this one chick, the hottest woman I've ever seen in Atlanta. Well, top two, let's say. There was another one. Magic City, funny enough. There was one girl at Magic City. I was like, ooh. But the other one was at the mall. There was this one sister. You could see it from the front type shit. She's cute. And, you know, she had a whole other sister next to her type of. I was like, really? The hottest sister I've seen in this entire city in Atlanta is lesbian? Like, really? Wow. Okay, well, whatever. And again, you're gonna say, "You told you hate her." I don't care. I really don't, truly. I find love is love. Like I really truly believe that shit. You know, like I'll never hate somebody for the fact that they, you know, again, I don't go down that path of sexuality shit. It's just it's disappointing to me as a man, because I would want to hit that, right? I would want to be with that. But that's all it is. It's not like I'm like, oh, they should never be together. No. Come on. But that's how some weirdo liberal lefty is gonna take the shit. Tochi doesn't care. He doesn't want people to be together. Like, give me a fucking break. You don't want them to be together. All right. Thought you said love wasn't in no damn strip club. Panthers, you're right. Love is in no damn strip club, and you learn that shit fast. Yo, you learn that fast. Luckily, I would say hopefully you learn that without spending a whole bunch of money. Because you're thinking, man, there's like, look, this girl likes me. No, she don't like you. Don't get it fucking twisted. She does not like you at all. At all. Let's see here. Another rap has zero personality. It's been like that for a hot minute, man. Zero ass personality. Yeah. I'm done though. Be right back. Drank 2 cups of coffee and you're going ham. The love atmosphere will never come back because darkness is becoming more bold now. It's in the last days, love is wrong and hate is right. I don't believe that, man. I mean, Forever Laker, I respect your comment. And I do think that it's important that we have to be very vigilant because we can't just assume that this stuff is going to come back. We have to bring it back, right? So that I certainly agree with you in that regard. Because ultimately, if you just assume that, oh, it'll work itself out, no, it won't. It won't. You gotta fight back against the darkness, man. Because if the darkness has its way, it'll just cover everything, and then we'll really suffer. You know, it's interesting. So speaking of all this, obviously, so we're getting to the topic. I'm going to go dark for a second, okay? Speaking of the darkness, because the darkness is, like I was saying, you know, the Muslim world, right? I recommend you watch this video. A lot of people don't understand this, but they don't understand Islam for FGM, female genital mutilation, and this is when they cut up the clit and all this kind of crazy shit. It's Islamic. It's 100% Islamic. We're talking about Valentine's Day love. Mostly, obviously, these songs are about heterosexual love. Obviously, there's homosexual love, all that. Like, it doesn't have to be heterosexual, but love is love, okay? So when you are operating on women without their consent, children, actually, because a lot of stuff happens when these women are very, very young, and you are cutting off parts of their body that they could use to find pleasure in having sex. That's evil. That's actually, literally, this alone makes Islam evil, not to talk about all the other shit, okay? This alone makes Islam evil. Of course, this is why no one really talks about this, but this is actually a very big problem in the Islamic world. And it's something that people don't talk about. Obviously, you know, oil money types have their apologists who deliberately distract from the conversation. They don't want people to talk about it. And when it comes up, this is what really burns my soul. They'll say, oh, well, it's not Islamic. It's African. It's essentially, it's niggers, right? Which is a massive lie. But again, I understand the world of a Muslim. And by that, I mean the world of somebody who follows the word, the text and doctrine of Islam. It is to constantly lie, right? Ask them, well, what country, what tribe started female genital mutilation before Islam? And they can't give you an answer. You know why? Because they're lying. And this is the most racist shit ever. They'll go, oh, it's some African stuff. It's not Islamic, even though it's 100% Islamic. 100%. It's written down in the hadiths. It's practiced all over the Muslim world and nowhere else. So it's Islamic, right? I'll leave you with that. I think you should watch this video. It's only like 15 minutes. But we got to protect our women. Any society that does not protect its women is not a good society. And how you know a society is trash is by the way it treats its woman. That's a fact. And the way that the Muslim world treats its woman is the absolute worst, which is why Islam is garbage. This video is also Well, this lady is talking about how.
And you want to see what it got.
And here's the problem. This is what also irks my soul, because a lot of the people who have suffered this shit are Black women. Somalis in particular, Egyptians, maybe you could call them Black, whatever, I guess. They're Arab. But my point is that there are hundreds of millions of women who have suffered this shit. Okay? So this is real shit. This is real fucking shit. Okay? And the point is, to really show you the true nature of this nonsense. So don't trust anything that has to do with Islam. It's just the truth. It is their religion, or I should say political system. This is how they behave. This is what they think. It is a very dark world. Okay? So I'll leave that there. More conversation should come up about this. We got to protect our women better. You know, funny enough, this is kind of random, but this is another one of those cultural thing. It's not a cultural thing. It's an Islamic thing. Please stop lying. You can fool the dumb Westerner, okay? The dumb Westerner doesn't know. The dumb Westerner actually wants to profit off you. So they'll take the oil money, okay? You know, a lot of these people are dead inside anyway. But the truth is, anyone with a brain knows that this shit is Islamic. It ain't got shit to do with culture, okay? And I say this is the reason I bring this up is, and of course, this is highly Islamophobic. I was at the grocery store early today. I was at a grocery store early today, and a woman came in, not a hijab, actually. An old woman came in with a, I think she had she was covered in, she was an old elderly lady, so she had something covering her mouth, and she had these glasses or goggles or whatever covering her eyes, like a face shield. Now, this woman, I think, was probably doing this for health reasons. Maybe she's one of those people, because there are people with compromised health, health systems and stuff like that. And so they go out of their way to protect themselves. Totally respected that, and that's totally fine. Okay? So, but what I think is so interesting is that when this woman obviously entered the grocery store, we all looked, because once you see her and she's coming, it's weird when you can't see someone's face. It's fucking weird. Guys, this is basic human nature. If you can't see the face of somebody, it's fucking weird, and it's startling, because you can't gauge who the person is or what they're thinking. This is basic psychology. Okay? Human beings want to know and feel protected. The moment someone walks in where you can't see what they look like and you can't judge their face, automatically you're on edge. This is common fucking sense. Okay, so for someone to be like, well, no, it's totally fine for people to walk around like completely shouted, is like, huh? In what world is that okay? Now, if you want to do that in your Muslim world, in your countries, go ahead and do that, because that's your world, even though I don't necessarily, it's not my thing, but that's your world. But don't come here to Canada and try to push this idea that it's actually fuck no. Fuck no. I'm not buying that shit. And I don't think anyone with a brain should buy that shit. Okay? Because this right here is death. Bad as FGM, but it's in that vein. Okay? It's hatred against women. That's all it is. It's really simple. Okay? Anyway. we went highly Islamophobic. We went from romance to highly Islamophobia. Okay? So I should say that. I'm pro-humanity, bro. At the end of the day, I love people. I'm pro-humanity. Anyone who knows and follows my channel, you can tell that that's always been my stance. I'm very pro-humanity, and I'm very open-minded, really and truly. I've been around, man. I've been in a lot of places. Oh, the places I've been, right? Pete Rock and CL Smooth. I've been around, okay? So you see and notice certain shit. And all this stuff, when Islam comes in and starts begging for tolerance, even though Islam itself is the most intolerant shit ever, you should kick it out. You should know exactly, okay, you're dealing with people that are totalitarian, who have totalitarian viewpoints, and that shit should not fly in the freedom world. Go and do that shit somewhere else, but that shit is not going to fly here, okay? Anyway, Zach, you always thought it was African. Zach, what do you mean? But again, I'm not blaming you, but this is the whole point. There's nowhere in the African world that is not Islamic that does this shit to women. There's just nowhere. It's an Islamic thing. It's 1,000% an Islamic thing. 1,000%. Anyway. Well, let me see what the comments are. It's not a sin for a Muslim to lie to non-Muslims. Exactly. Right. Takia, Tariya, there's all Mudrat. There's all these, all these ways. So yes, lying is a fundamental part of the Islamic doctrine. It just is. It's the truth. Pro-humanity is the way to go. So anyway, so that was just a quick thing, but let's get back to a little bit of love, okay? So we've talked about that. I wanted to bring this up actually very slightly because I thought it was... So, Sex in the City. Yeah, what an interesting jump, right? We're still loving our women today. We're still talking about women. I saw something online where someone was asking, what is the best? They were like, other than The Wire and Breaking Bad or something like that, they were like, what are the best shows in HBO? And a bunch of people started listing stuff, and no one mentioned Sex and the City. And I was like, huh? And of course, it was guys. Guys were, Deadwood and True Detective and all this stuff. And I was sitting there going like, none of y'all mentioned Sex and the City? Really and truly? Like, seriously? Sex and the City is one of the greatest TV shows ever made. Hands fucking down. Sex and the City put HBO on the map. So, and I just think it's interesting. Sometimes men can be in their own worlds and they don't pay attention to shit that's outside of them. Right? If you haven't seen Sex and the City and you feel like watching some TV, I think you should absolutely watch this shit. I definitely think you should see the first season at least just to get an idea, or the first episode just to get a sense of what the shit is about. Because I'll tell you, the first episode of Sex and the City, when I saw it like a couple of years ago, maybe, I think I saw it like maybe 10 years ago. I don't remember, but somewhat in the recent era. The first episode, the pilot episode of Sex and the City is one of the best pilots in TV history. It's very fucking smart. It is very well done. And I can understand why back in 98, this shit, it's still groundbreaking now. I saw this way after the fact and was like, whoa, this is great. Anyway, very, very great show. I can't recommend this enough. But what if you have time, you can watch this. But MC Solar, apparently they put an MC Solar song in one of these Sex and the City episodes. I don't think I ever made it this far. I think I made it till season 3. I watched like the first 3 seasons, but you'll laugh at this, but after a while I was like, man, I at the time I wasn't with anybody, I think. And I was like, oh, I kind of would, this is the kind of thing I would watch with a woman, not not to say that I couldn't watch it by myself, because obviously I did watch the first couple of seasons by myself. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I was with somebody at the time when I watched, but after a while you're like, you get the idea, right? Type of thing. But the reason I bring this up is MC Solar is easily one of the greatest rappers ever. And if Sex and the City is putting him in song, like putting his song in their show, which is a worldwide show, he's not underground. I mean, let me just say that, okay? He's not underground. And this is a show that barely played hip hop, from what I understand. Okay, I mean, again, I didn't make it to like the later seasons, so maybe they started incorporating it here and there. But the point is that MC Solar is dope. MC Solar is that guy. All right. Anyway, and I highly recommend that you watch this. The last thing I will very briefly point out is, if you have the chance to watch this short 13-minute video, but Bad Bunny colonized his own ancestors for woke oppression points. So I just saw this today and I laughed, because a lot of what she was saying, I agree with. And I was saying, right, at the end of the day, Bad Bunny's performance is a white person's version, an imagination of what Latino culture is like. And, it's just, That's what it is. That's what all these people are doing. And she actually, interestingly enough, shows how this is a common thread that runs through a lot of art nowadays, which is why most art is garbage, right? People take and recycle old stuff for oppression points and shit like that. You should watch it. It's actually quite an interesting discussion. All right, so that's enough of my politics for now. Shitting on niggas. Let me get to your comments before I roll out. I really appreciate y'all, rocking with me, and of course, hanging out. So let me see your comments here. Bruh, circumcision doesn't take away pleasure. Well, are you talking about FGM? Because FGM is some other shit, bro. Like, first of all, I'm not with. So men get circumcised. Some men, not all men, obviously, but some men get circumcised when they're babies, and that's fine, right? The male circumcision obviously doesn't destroy men's sexual organs and put them in on the path to disease and all kinds of shit. Because again, FGM is some other shit entirely, right? There's nowhere I know, and I'm African, I'm Nigerian, there's nowhere I know that does that shit other than the Muslims, okay? And they do it because it's in their religion, okay? And does it take away pleasure? Well, I would argue that it gives them a lifetime of pain. Again, it depends on the level, on how deep the FGM is, but it absolutely can ruin their bodies, without a doubt. And it's sad. It's very fucking sad. Anyway, it's just and because it's not allowed, you have to also understand, right? Circumcision is male circumcision is allowed, right, in Western society. So when it's done, properly. But FGM is not. It's illegal, right? It should be, at least. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. So when you have these people doing this stuff, they're doing it illegally without medical tools and not done properly and without study. So you can only imagine how fucking barbaric and graphic it can get. So anyway, let's move on. Like Four Laker says, yes, you're right. Okay. When will I make my next video? I don't know, maybe like 2 days or so. Hot take, but What's Love is a good song. You mean the Fat Joe What's Love song? Okay. I was never big on it. In fact, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't like that song. I still don't really like it. But it's, but when it came out, I thought it was whack. I really did. I thought it was like the wackest shit ever. It was the beat. I thought the beat was so bubblegum. I was like, oh, what's love? I thought it was so fucking bubblegum. And then when I look at it now, it's like Fat Joe really has a habit of doing some of this most bubblegum shit. And then it becomes kind of like, then it waters down hip hop, What Make It Rain, it's like you hear it and you're like, this is some bubblegum ass shit. And then people start doing it. So anyway. Now that we found love. Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what? Special K, I got a man. Bad Bunny is super trash. I mean, yeah. He's not very good. Not very good. Heavyweight Lover. I was never really a big Heavy D guy, but I'm not against him necessarily. He has some okay songs, but I don't really listen to Heavy D like that. Basura. Basura is actually one of my favorite Spanish words. Basura. Okay. I got like 5 minutes before I wrap things up here. Lean back. Lean back. Oh, clubbing days. Anyway. I was half and half on that. I remember even back then, because it's not a bad song and it's okay and it is fun in the club, but it's also kind of like, those songs in the club where it's like, okay, we're all gonna do the same dance now. I don't know. I'm not really into that. Do the rock way, then lean back. There's a way it is sometimes. Sometimes you gotta be in the mood for shit like that, You gotta be in the mood. That's all. Sometimes you feel like we all do the same thing, and then sometimes you're like, come on, DJ, don't do this. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, what's that one that they play in clubs a lot? Fuck. Is it the Electric Slide or some shit? There's so many songs. And you're just like, oh no, don't make me do this shit now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You feel me? You know what I mean. Listen, man, Forever Laker, I've been canceled. I've been canceled. It's fine. Like, it's fine. Listen, bro, there's got to be there's going to be a countercultural revolution. I really believe it. It's already happening. I'm part of it. Back to common sense. That's all I want. I just want humanity and common sense back. Okay? Because if we let this woke Islamic socialist shit run rampant like it's been running rampant, it's going to destroy us. It's already destroying us. That's why all the chaos you see right now with all these goofballs who are agitating police and trying to fight and kill police and all that's pally Islamic shit. Okay? We know what that is, man. We know what that is. So anyway, New York by Fat Joe, Jadakiss, and Ja Rule. Yeah, it's a cool song. It's all right. I'm from New York. That was okay. It's fine. But that was, what's interesting about that song? I don't listen to that song at all, actually. I was never really crazy about it. I'm going to be honest with you. In fact, in real time, I thought it was kind of, that song was ass. I mean, I don't think it was full-blown ass, but I remember thinking like, this is not it. And it's funny because people pretended to give Ja Rule a little bit of credit for it at the time. But this is how you know a lot of love is fake, because they're like, oh yeah, Ja Rule, like he answered back. No, he didn't. Because after that, no one gave a fuck what else Ja Rule had to release, because it was over. It was like, this is why you can't let people take you out of position, and you can't listen to people. You can't just do things to answer the trolls or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do things because you want to do them and they make sense, and that kind of thing. Because when Ja Rule tries to be hard, it doesn't work overall. I'm not saying that Ja Rule doesn't come from that, or he's a softie. I'm not saying that. But clearly, when you look at what makes Ja Rule, I don't listen to Ja Rule, so I don't know. But when you look at what has worked for Ja Rule, all things considered, right? I would argue it's really again, the girl records, what we call the girl records. And I think there are ways you can do them where they're okay and listenable, and then they were bad. And he started making them and they were bad. And they were just unlistenable. But anyway. And they felt, you know what it was? It's not just even that they were bad, but they felt artificial. And that's a problem. You can't do songs because you're like, this is just my thing. And it's like, and then it's almost like he would say that too, where it's like, man, I'm just doing this for the bag. And like, I don't really love these hoes. And it's like, oh, okay, now you just done killed your career. Because once the women figure out it's artificial, they're not rocking with it no more. I tried to find Palestine on a map, thinking it's a city in Mexico or something. Palestine is actually in Narnia somewhere. So good luck finding it. Where Palestine is, you got to go into the closet. Okay, so the quickest trip to the real Palestine is if you go into the closet and it hopefully opens up into some sort of portal. Then maybe you'll find it. Because otherwise that shit don't exist. Okay, it just doesn't. Okay, there's never been a country, a ruling a kingdom called. It's fake shit. Okay, it's fake shit. Searching the original or the remix by Pete Rock. I don't remember. I don't remember either of those records. Oh, Treat 'Em Right. Treat 'Em Right. Treat 'Em Right. It's a good song. Very good song. Hot take. Mos Def is the best Brooklyn rapper. That's a very hot take. No. But he is very good, though. Well, see, Wet Seal, to talk about the 50 Ja Rule thing, Ja Rule was already falling off. That's the point. Ja Rule was already, well, in fact, actually, when 50 struck, quote unquote, it was the perfect timing because Ja Rule was actually falling off, but people didn't realize that he was falling off. But in the hip hop world, he had already kind of fallen off. I was certainly listening to some of those songs like, man, this song sucks. What are you doing? And then 50 came out and dissed the shit out of him at the perfect time. So yes, Ja Rule was already falling off, but it wasn't so apparent. And that's why I think it's like when someone is like just on the downturn, that's when 50 struck. The bastard that he is. It's not like he was all the way down there, because again, this is 50 being very smart. Because if you punch down, right, you strike someone when they're all the way down, there's a way it looks, right? It's like, well, why are you going after this dude? But if you smartly, just as they tip, and then you strike to accelerate the downfall, then you look like that nigga, right? And that's 50. Let's see. 50 was right when said nothing that changed. When said that changed nothing, and everybody was doing the same old shit. What's my views on ASAP Ferg, Lupe Fiasco, and Airwitch getting a RZA beat before any of the Wu-Tang members? Well, I don't care. Were those beats any good? Not really. Yeah, not really. Okay, guys, I love y'all. I'm gonna have to grab something to eat. Actually, I'm gonna go make myself a steak and get back to some other stuff. So still working on this damn comic. And I'm happy. It's a lot of work, but it's good. Very good. So I gotta do that. I will take a few last comments before I roll out, but I've given you all a good stream today, hopefully, right? I love y'all. I really do. And I like that y'all take the time to watch me. Honestly, I really do appreciate it. And it's fun to talk to y'all, or I should say, to see your comments and see what y'all say. So more of this, right? Nicholas, peace and love, man. I'm going to be out in LA sometime, hopefully in the next year or two. I do miss LA a bit, but yeah, man, I've heard LA is going through it. Let me just say that. Let's see here. Need the Detroit video. Obi Trice, Royce, Elzai, Sean stream. Okay, at some point, yeah. You would like to see a video on Janet Jackson. Bobby, what's up? I'm gonna stay up. Thanks, man. Stay up, no doubt. What are some good LL Cool J songs to get into his discography? Well, obviously, Doing It. There's a bunch. Doing It, Love You Better. What else do I like from LL? I love the intro from the GOAT album. Fucking love that. That's one of his best rapping songs. I love it. 4, 3, 2, 1. There's a bunch. There's a whole bunch. Madonna or Janet? That's a tough one, man. Madonna or Janet? Ooh. That's a tough one. I almost want to give it to Madonna. Yeah. Ain't that something? I want to say Madonna. They're neck and neck though. Madonna. What have you done for me lately? I mean, you talk both are legendary, man. Like it's tough. I mean, I'm trying to think. For Madonna, for me, Madonna has songs like Human Nature, Tell Me. And I'm trying to think if I love a Janet Jackson song as much as those two songs. And the answer is close. That's the Way Love Goes. I mean, they're both great, man. That's a very, very tough one. I've seen, and I've seen Janet live. I saw Janet live last year, I think. Was it last year or the year before? I saw Janet live. I've only seen her live once, so she was fantastic. She still got it. So it was a great show, and again, people were happy. So yeah, shout out to Janet. Okay. Let me roll out, y'all. You know what? I got 2 more minutes. Okay, 2 more minutes and I'm gonna roll. Missy versus Janet. They don't make this. They're not in the same world. Janet and Madonna are both pop music with hip hop R&B elements, right? So you can at least compare them. Missy and Janet, I can't compare. I mean, I'd rather listen to Missy personally, but again, they're completely different, like in different worlds, right? So, but they're both, again, both amazing. Tupac is better than Missy Elliott. That's random. My top 5 Beanie Man songs. Old Dog. I played Old Dog. Old Dog is number 1, hands down for me. The second one is Boss Man. Boss Man. Every time you see me come around, Boss Man. I love Boss Man. What else? Dude. Those are the 3 that come off to the top of my head from Beanie Man. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. I don't listen to a ton of Beanie Man, but I like Beanie Man. I do, really. I don't listen to a lot of dancehall in general. I'm not Jamaican, so Am I a fan of Prince? I like Prince. Yeah, I do. Well, yeah, I like Prince, but I don't love his music like that necessarily. But I do like Prince. He has some songs I love for sure. Again, that's the thing. When you're a great artist, you're going to make something that people in general are going to love. Even people who wouldn't necessarily listen to you, they would love a song genuinely. They'll just genuinely love it, not forced to. So if you have a rapper or an artist that's supposed to be the big deal and they've never made a song, Kendrick's never made a song that I would play ever, like, repeatedly, addictively, or whatever. So he's whack. He's trash. It's just the truth, right? Okay, guys. And if there are any ladies, love y'all. Thank you for, taking the time. Over and out. Enjoy your Valentine's Day weekend. And I don't know if it's a long weekend for some of y'all. I know in like Ontario where I'm at, it's a long weekend. So enjoy your long weekend with your loved ones and all that. Even if you're not with a person, don't worry about it. It is what it is, man. Like I think, truth be told, you have to be with people that you genuinely like and love. You know what I'm saying? So if you happen to be single, it's all good. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Hopefully you're able to find love, with your family, or just, look inside, like, type of thing. Sometimes our families aren't great either. 3-day weekend. Ain't that some shit? Okay. Yeah, Nicholas. So the point is that I know sometimes people say, oh, Valentine's Day is depressing because they don't have people. And I understand that, but ultimately, you gotta people are nice, and it's important to, I think, having love in your life is a beautiful thing, and I would argue even a necessary thing. But the truth is, the love starts within. Corny as that sounds, it is the truth. So you gotta love yourself, and not arrogance, narcissism, garbage. I'm talking about just like liking yourself, trying to find the things about yourself that you like, and then work on the things you don't like necessarily. But you have to be comfortable in your own skin. Okay. All right, y'all. Oh, it's Carnival. Damn, jealous of y'all. In Trinidad, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, that's true. Probably people travel and all that shit. Anyway, enjoy Carnival. Love y'all. I'll be back. Peace. Anubis, peace. Peace, y'all.